Hey Virgos! Welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your mid-season checkup. I hope you guys are all doing well. I feel like this month is going to be really good for you. You've kind of been on a good roll, so keep it up. Good job. House rules still apply as always, my lovely Virgos, so take the messages as they resonate. Don't try to force anything. And this will be a general for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. As I'm thinking about this month for you, honestly, I feel like right now probably is feeling fairly smooth for the most part, right? Things are probably moving along. We've been talking about you creating this new world for yourself, so kudos. It feels like things are they're just, we'll leave it at going well, right? Maybe not amazing, they're not 100% there, but things are going smoothly. I do feel like as we move through the month, and yes, this is about Taurus season, which will end in about 2 weeks, but as we move through the month of May, I think things will start to pick up again, right? So we start building momentum. We start, there's more stuff to do at work. There's more stuff to handle in life. I feel like things just start to pick up again. And the best thing I can say is really figure out what is the necessary kind of main focus information we need to process versus trying to go through every single piece of information that comes through. Virgos, you're very detail-oriented, which is great. It's a good thing. We need someone to do it, and Lord knows it's not going to be me, so I'm glad you're here. But honestly, I think when things start to rev up as we move through the month, especially towards the end, probably more in Gemini season, there's going to be so much to tackle. You really got to hit priorities first and then come back for the other ones. And there will be time for you to go over and come back to all the little details. But make sure you start focusing on the big boys. Like, we want to make sure you're tackling the necessary information before we start taking care of all the little things. That's kind of what I'm getting as we move into May. Or through May. We're already in May. And we're going to do things a little different. We're going to start with the tarot, and then we're going to use the oracles at the end just to kind of sum everything up. So if you're like, hey, wait, you didn't touch the oracle cards yet, don't worry, they're coming. They're coming, Virgos. Oh, okay. 10 of Swords, right out the gate. Told you the hard part was over. Things are looking good. So 10 of Swords definitely can be a tough card, but this is coming up in your recent past. So there may have been some tough stuff. There may have been some crazy stuff. Might have been stressed over some things. Worst of it is over. So, yay. We like that. For those of you that feel like you're still in that energy, it's going to pass. It's definitely going to pass. And it's going to pass relatively soon. This deck loves doing this today. It's like there'll be cards that like get themselves wedged in at like a 90-degree angle, and I'm like, you're so crazy. 5 of Wands coming out after that. So we went from the 10 of Swords, where we definitely were feeling some mental fatigue, stress. Some of you could definitely have been feeling really like, I don't want to say attacked, but kind of that. You're like, where did this come from? Why? Here with the 5 of Swords, there can still be some wonky energy in the 5 of Wands, but this 5 of Wands it's a little more, it's like friendly competition. So no one's really coming for you, no one's really gunning for you, but there's still that push to kind of like, I still want to be on top, like I want to win. So it's not dirty. Like if it was a 5 of Swords, that would be, I'd be like, oh, someone's trying to stab you in the back, you better watch out. That's not the thing with the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is kind of friendly fire in a way, but there's this push. And I think a lot of this has to do with your workspace, right? Making sure you're successful, making sure you're doing well and standing out and all that kind of good stuff, which you will, Virgo. So it's not something you have to worry about. Like I told you, it's not like someone's coming for you, but it is about kind of creating your space, creating your, this kind of environment where you can win and succeed and feel appreciated and feel successful. So for some of you, it might even be where this is like generally about like competition. Like for an example, like if you're in sales, right? You may not necessarily be directly competing with someone, but there's only so many customers out there, right? So it's how to How do I attract business to me? You know, how do I get my slice of the pie? You know, but it's not about like taking pie from somebody else, right? Because that definitely would be more Five of Swords. Five of Wands is just like, okay, how do I make this happen? How do I get to the top? How do I make myself stand out? It's very that energy. Take that. Virgos, your cards are so quiet today. Nine of Pentacles, I told you you don't have to worry about anything. This is you feeling really confident, you feeling in your power, right? So for sure, worst is over. So Ten of Swords, getting over that mental stress, getting over that fear and that worry. Maybe confusion, right? How is this ever going to happen? Feels like I'm fighting a losing battle to this point where it's like, okay, well now I've got a foothold, but now how do I get to the top, right? Nine of Pentacles. That's the confidence. They're like, I can do this. I got this. All right, look at how far I've come, right? This is what we've been talking about, that making that new world for yourself, creating that new path for yourself. So, kudos, you've been doing the work. Sorry if you hear me sniffling, my sinuses, so just, they've been like wonky for like, feels like 2 weeks now. Like, ugh. Can make some tea after this. Oh, okay. Wow, Virgos, I literally think this is the quietest reading of the bunch. Flipper. Oh, we like that. Okay, let's check this guy. Yeah, look at that. So, Page of Pentacles. This, I think, is talking about your new earth. This can also talk about growth at work, a new business, a new money-making endeavor. Things are looking very good. Second card out was the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is a card of moving on, right? It's about moving out of choppy waters into calmer seas, right? So there is progress being made. Things are getting easier. We already talked about that too. But this, especially coming out right after the Page of Pentacles, directly connected to the workspace, I feel like. For some of you, this may even mean travel. I don't think that's going to be for a lot of you, especially considering how the world is, even though things are starting to open up, which is great. But the Six of Swords, I think, is you really moving forward. You're getting into a smoother phase of life, an easier phase of life. Flow is going to be a lot better. Work, for sure, going to be a lot better. Oh, okay. Knight of Cups showing up in reverse. That's an I would not be expecting that right now. So, Knight of Swords, yes, can talk about your emotional space. It can also talk about a partner. So, for those of you in relationships out there, Virgo, it may feel like relationships are the one thing that's feeling a little wonky right now, right? Having it come up in reverse. It can also speak to cheating tendencies when we talk about the Knight of Cups in reverse. Beautiful. Star card coming up after that. Because the Knight of Cups, when it's in the reverse, is an energy of someone who enjoys the chase, right? But it's really just the chase. Once the chase is caught, now I'm bored. I need to go chase something else. So definitely an energy we want to be on the lookout for. I could say many things in that, but I'm kind of going to leave that there. So, because we don't have anything shady, right? We don't have like the Five of Swords we were talking about earlier. We don't have the Seven of Swords. So, it may not necessarily be an energy where where someone is actually cheating on you. There might be, it might even be like personal intentions, right? That's why we don't see that stuff coming out. Because you have the Star card after that, which is the card of hope and faith and optimism and, you know, all that, all those warm fuzzy feelings. So having them come out right after each other, this may just be an energy of relationships not feeling super steady, more so than them feeling cheatery vibes, right? If anything, I would say this kind of signals that there may still be some opportunities in a relationship, but they can be healed, right? They're nothing that we need to end the relationship over with. You know, that's where the Star card is coming out. If it is kind of, if you are feeling cheatery vibes, that's definitely something you want to communicate about, talk about, right? We do have a lot of swords, so there is a good opportunity for communication there. This may be really specific, but Star is also the card for Aquarius. So if your person is an Aquarius, has a lot of Aquarius placements, maybe that's specifically speaking to them. But I think on the whole, this is just where there's imbalance, there is an opportunity to heal. So if you want to heal it, you can. And if you don't, if you want to do your own thing, you can do that too. So we all have free will, but there is an opportunity for healing if your relationship is feeling a little wonky. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. You got work to do. So Eight of Pentacles is all about dedication. You know, putting the horse blinders up, keeping your head down. You got stuff to do. Work on you. Work on your business. Work on yourself. You know, things might be happening weird in relationships. Don't worry about that. Let that person sort it out. You continue to do you. Oh, there's our last one. Yep. See? And then you finish off with the Lover's card. Yeah, so if relationships are feeling wonky, let them be. Let them be. Things will sort themselves out. The Lover's card is also a card of choice, right? If I remember correctly, it was called the Choice card long time ago, and then it evolved into the Lovers as we know it today. So probably why I said what I said when we were talking about the Knight of Cups. So if you want to save it, you can. If you don't want to save it, you don't have to, right? But a choice will need to be made, regardless. But until that moment presents itself, you got your own stuff to do, right? Which honestly makes sense, because until you figure out the life you want to lead and the direction you want your own personal life to go, how do you know if this relationship will fit, right? Or not if it will, but how it will fit, right? You know, you're going to say you travel for work, right? You need someone who's going to be okay with you not being there all the time. Or someone who comes with you, you know, whatever it is. So I think there's a lot of, not self-knowledge, because I think you know that already, but it's really about this life you're creating, right? Because that's been the thing we've been talking about, creating this new earth for yourself. As that settles, because it's already kind of falling into place and you're helping it to grow, it's starting to flourish here with this Page of Pentacles. As this takes shape, how does everything around it fit to it? Because it's not about you compromising to fit them, right? It's about them finding a way to fit with you, okay? And then you have the Meditation card. I love that. I just love the image in this card. It's so pretty. And it's so Virgo, too. Look at that. I love that. But the card speaks about peace and sanctuary, finding that safe space, especially considering that this person's sitting out in nature. Green spaces, honestly, might be really good for you right now. And you're an earth sign, so that actually kind of makes perfect sense on top of that as well. But I think this is really about you practicing to be in stillness. You don't have to be going every second of the day. You don't have to process every little thing that goes through your mind. You don't have to tackle every situation as it happens in the moment right away immediately, right? you can step away. You can have a recovery moment. And you know what? Let's park that for a second. And oop, card fell on the floor. Let's park that for a second, and then we'll come back to that. So that meditation card for me is really just about you taking your break and finding your own kind of solace when things start to get crazy, because I told you they're going to ramp up as we move towards the end of the month. Oh, I love when the cards are funny like this. I love it. Literally, as we're talking about everything ramping up at the end of the month. Waking the Lion. I love this. So, there's kind of two sides to this particular energy. One is literally what we have been talking about. It's a very bold, courageous energy. And it is one that speaks to moving forward, even if we don't 100% know the way. You know, so it can't, that's kind of where the boldness comes. Like, we're just charging. So it's kind of that energy. But you want to keep the momentum growing. You've started something really good for you. You want to keep pushing it, keep making it grow, keep investing in it. That's a big, powerful thing coming up with this card. The second thing is it's probably more related to the people who connected to this relationship stuff going on. Because that can talk about really facing the uncomfortable. And for some, stepping into the unknown, right? And kind of taking all of that head on. So you don't necessarily have to force it, but it is something that's going to have to be faced with eventually. Take care of your stuff first, for sure. But when this arises, just be bold and honest and courageous enough to be like, you know what, yeah, this is a thing that we need to talk about. This is a thing that needs to be tackled, right? You know, it's not about, okay, I'm just going to keep my head down and pretend it like it's not happening. That's not the way forward with this one. That's also not something you guys do anyway. Of all the Virgos I know, I can't think of one Virgo I know closely that would do that. So not a thing to worry about. But for any of you, you know, I don't know every Virgo in the world, but those of you who need a little courage boost, probably makes sense why the meditation card is coming up. Because it's really about reflecting, like, is this really serving me? Can I let this go? Or, you know, should I step back so that people around me feel more comfortable? No. The people who deserve to be there are going to be comfortable regardless. So be you, be authentic. And if someone tries to give you some pushback, stand up for yourself and talk about it. Like, okay, I'm not going to sit down because you said that, but let's sort that out. Like, why is this happening? What's going on? How do we fix this? What's the solution? Right. So it doesn't have to be combative. Because even in the tarot, we never saw anything that was combative. Closest we got was the Five of Wands, and I told you that's like friendly fire. So it's not about picking a fight. It's not about, you know, whipping out the swords and the shields, but if something needs to be addressed, especially connected to relationships, make sure you address it, right? And you shouldn't have to sacrifice anything that you're doing for that to happen or for that to be successful, all right? All right, my lovely Virgos, I'm going to send you on your way there. Beautiful, beautiful spread. And remember, this is really focused on the next 2 weeks as we close out Taurus season and then move into Gemini. We also have that retrograde coming up at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. Probably closer to the end of the month. Actually, next week we'll be in shadow period, so maybe we'll do something for retrograde next month to get everyone ready. Who knows? We'll see. If that's something you'd like, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Yeah, but with that said, I love you guys. I am wishing you the best. If you like this reading, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. Also, comment about retrograde if you want something on that. Also, if you're new, welcome. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It's the best way to be notified when your next reading pops up. Until next time, Virgos, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye.